So, what is the difference between the three words for swim in Spanish? Now, this comes up very early in the course because on our verb list we have the verb nadar and we have the word bañar. Now, it does come up in the explanation in the course that nadar and bañar are both used for swim, but we use bañar far more in Spanish than we do use nadar. The difference is nadar is what you learn to do when you're a kid. You can go to lessons to learn how to nadar, and you can ask, does your son know how to nadar when they stay at your house in the summer in case they want to go in the pool? So you're asking them, do they know how to swim? But I would never ever dream in the summer being laid on the sand on the beach with my Spanish friends saying, does anybody fancy going for a nadar? We wouldn't use that. I would say, does anybody fancy going for a bañar? Do you want to bañarte, bañarme? Which is to bathe. And the reason being, unless you're actually going to do the sport of swimming, you do not call it nadar. Unless you're actually going to go up and down doing lengths, which I do not do in the sea, you are not going to bañar. You're not going to nadar, you're going to bañar. So what is the difference? Well, bañar is when you put your body in any water. So when you go into the jacuzzi, you are bañando. When you go into the sea, you are bañando. When you go into your swimming pool, unless you are going up and down in the morning doing lengths, you are not nadando, you are bañando. Okay, and that is the difference between these different swims. And then we have a third one, which is natación, which some people see at the local sports area. Natación is the name of the sport that you would sign up to. It's like, for example, horse riding. Horse riding in Spanish is montar a caballo, to mount on a horse, montar a caballo. But you do see the centers that teach horse riding. It says Hípica, very similarly to the word for mortgage, hipoteca. It says Hípica. What is Hípica? Hípica is the actual professional sport. Natación is the actual professional sport. So when you're being timed and where you have to put one of those rubber hats on and go up and down, that is, of course, the sport of natación. The problem is in English, you call that sport swimming. I go to swimming lessons. Well, natación is the name of the sport. Bañar is what you're doing in your own pool if you're just laying on a lilo, and nadar is what you learn to do as a kid, or if every morning you go out in your pool and do 10 lengths, you are nadando, of course. So we would never ever just say, do you fancy going for a nadar? Because you might not nadar, you might just want to lay there on your lilo or bob up and down, and that of course is bañar. The one that the Spanish think is fantastic is the verb you have in English when you put your feet in the water only. Going up in the water up to your ankles is called paddle. And they go, no, that's a sport that's really popular in Spain. I go, no, in English, paddle is what you do on the beach with no shoes on in the winter. And they go, really? Yes. Try explaining that to them, that paddle isn't a game with a racket and a ball. Good luck with that.